Hey, that's right. It is morning again. This is your host, Jeff Ski Kinsey, and this is the Affordable Quarters podcast and Alexa Flash briefing. So what are we excited about today? We're excited about this project that we're a small, very small, tiny piece of that's called the Class of 1973 Swing Project. So what's that all about? Well, me and a colleague graduated from high school, New Philadelphia High School, back in 1973. Yeah, that's been a few days ago, right? And so, long story short, Chip Street and I, he's got a company down in Mount Vernon, Ohio, a fabrication shop, and they create these amazing products, among which is the world's most comfortable swing. That's right. You heard it here first. So Chip and I reconnected after almost 50 years. Besides graduating from New Philly together at the same time, we also had, let's call it the blessing. We had the blessing of working together for one of our classmates' fathers, Howard Luftus Schaefer. He had H.L. Schaefer Tree Service. And Chip and I both worked for him while we were in high school. Chip actually started a couple years before I did, but for Howard. But anyhow, long story short, I'm working with Chip. He's doing fabrication, as many of you know, for Affordable Quarters. And so, in fact, we've got a container sitting down there right at this very moment in Mount Vernon. Make you a great deal on an 8x40 high cube, cargo worthy. But I digress. So anyhow, Chip says, hey, you got to sit in this thing. I go, well, what is it? And he goes, it's the world's most comfortable swing. Okay. And sure enough, this thing is comfortable. And they sound like hotcakes. You drive around Mount Vernon or even Knox County, Ohio, and you can't help but see stuff that Chip and his company, Custom Cutters, has created over the years, over 20 plus years. And so anyhow, I said, well, yeah, I'd love to resell those, because anybody who's buying one of our do-it-yourself kits, if you will, be it the Rhino Crash Pod or whatever, they're going to want an amazing swing to go with their fire ring, right? Did I mention Chip also makes fire rings? And we'll be having those on the website soon. But anyhow, long story short, he says, hey, I'd like to give one of these to New Philly Park. It's called Tuscora Park. He said, let's make it a Class of 73 project. I said, I love it. Let's reach out to some people. And the first step was actually go to the New Philly Park Board and say, hey, would you give us a spot so that we can donate this $4,900 swing? That's right. This thing is not inexpensive. Chip and I agree. It's kind of interesting. We're both serial entrepreneurs, but we both agree you never want to be the low-cost provider, okay? That just doesn't work for us, okay? But anyhow, this thing is gorgeous. It's amazing. It will withstand tornadoes. It's powder-coated. The finish will last like 7 years or more. And there's no chain, okay? So the maintenance on this thing is almost zero. It is a phenomenal swing. He said, well, let's give one to him. And I said, well, that's not much of a class project if we do it all. So why don't you donate half of the swing? Okay, you still got to cover material and labor and installation and some other things. And we also have to have a cement concrete pad poured for it, 6 foot by 10 foot by 6 inches deep. So I said, there's going to be some work. We'll want to get a local So long story short, we're trying to raise $4,000, $4,050. Well, we're not trying, we will, for this swing. And the park board approved it. And it's got the most amazing, phenomenal location right in front of, I guess what they call a carousel. I grew up calling it a merry-go-round. But it's got a great view of the Ferris wheel, of the swimming pool. I could go on and on. Bottom line is we're excited about it. Check it out. It's on Facebook, and I'll include a link in the show notes. If we can help, reach out. AffordableQuarters.com.